What is up? Pratt here. I know, a long time no see. I mean, I think the last video I put out was like a year and a half. So much has been going on. It's been crazy. I mean, I have new cars, new shop. I even got a new kid. Yeah, I got a little girl now, so I got 3. Anyways, this video is about my 240 SX. I got new parts for it. Lower control arms, knuckles, brakes, wheels, coilovers. Pretty much, I filmed the video a good year ago and lost the memory card, so I kind of pieced it back together. Finally, this video is coming to an end. Anyways, let's just jump right into this. And here are the old original coilovers. Had these, they came with the car. KTS, it's not a bad coilover company. You can obviously see they're just beat. So far they worked great. Some stuff I didn't like was like these bushings in the rear was so terrible. What are we gonna replace these with? Fortunato, I know the box is really old. This is pretty much what's going in there. I bought these off a friend of mine, Dapper Dan. He tried using one in his car and I don't think they fit. I mean, it's the same style coilovers. I think there's a different rating in the springs than what I had here. Apparently these are set up better for like drifting and everything. Also got a bunch of GK Tech stuff we're gonna throw on there, including lower arms and knuckles, but I'll get to all that soon. This car's only been in here for a day and that's a pretty serious leak. I gotta figure out where that's coming from. I mean, I can see the oil right there. That's a little too much. Yeah, it looks like this fitting right here might be leaking down here and wrapping around. So, because I don't see any other reason. So maybe that's loose. So we'll double check that, see if we can get this oil leak to go away. This car's been leaking oil forever. As you can see, it just cakes up on there. It is what it is. Lower control arm and knuckle off, and I took the rotors off, which came off pretty easy. Took the cap off and then realized I don't have an axle nut socket. It's like probably a 24 26 millimeter. I got them at work all day long, but I don't have them here, but that's okay. You can still finish taking off the other side. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do besides this, so let's just keep rolling. So a couple cool differences about these control arms. They're just a beefier design. You used to actually take these control arms and box them in. We weld a plate on the bottom here to give it some strength. You don't have to do that the way these are designed. Another thing we used to do with these is cut them in half and extend them out a few inches. And if you look at this, it's already out a good couple inches. You can see there. Another key thing too is you can see the angle of this arm. This has got a curve here. The reason why it has that curve is because when that tire is coming in, it's got room for it so you don't hit this anymore. It's definitely going to put the bottom of my tire farther out, which could be good and bad. We'll find out. And then we got to put these on. These are actually a 350Z front Brembo caliber, and Miller was nice enough to powder coat them and put Hustle Works on them, and I'm already beating them up, throwing them around the shop. Hopefully I can keep them clean. I used to have Z32 calibers, so this is like a little bit of an upgrade. We finally got a socket to take off the bearing here, the hub, and it was actually 32 millimeter, not 26 millimeter. like I said earlier. Now we noticed we had like a little bit of play, and I don't want to take a risk in putting this on our new setup, so we actually ordered one. It's going to be here in a couple days, which sucks, but I have other stuff to do, like fix this oil leak. Play it safe and just replace the oil pan gasket. We're also going to tighten up everything, every kind of oil line and connection underneath here, and see what that does. That's really the only option that I have, because I cannot trace where this oil is coming from. And these are my new, good view of them, new wheels. They are still step lip like the old wheels, because these are my old step lips. These wheels actually are my same exact specs. The only thing I changed was the centers. These are SSR centers. We had to mill the back of them a little bit and everything, but we just like repowder coated them and all, and they actually look pretty crazy. Some light in here. If they weren't so dirty, they look really good in the sun. You just gotta take my word for it. But we got some pretty gnarly powder coat on there with some crazy what I call stripper glitter, and they actually glow in the sun like green and purple. I also had to go with a different front tire too. It's the same size front tire as my old front tire. This sidewall just flexes a little bit. I got a good feeling I'm gonna have some crazy fitment issues with all this new suspension. I think I got my shocks, my coilovers set where I want them to be at. It's got a lot of negative camber, which I like on this style of car, but I don't like it. I don't want too much. It needs to be somewhat functional. But I think that's pretty good. This side looks way worse. But we won't know until we actually have an alignment on it. So Matt is here, and now I have someone that I can bleed these brakes with, put in these pieces. I've been waiting for forever. Apparently, it's really hard to find these, the used set. Throw those suckers in there. They actually hold brake pads on, and then we can actually bleed the brakes and maybe get this thing off the lift. These are so gross. I tried to clean it up. It isn't working really well. Because the powder coating is so thick on the caliber, Matt actually had to drill them out a bit to get those pins to slide in there.
Still a little stiff.
Looks like he's about to get it. So these are kind of tough too. I had to grind down the pads on both sides to get them to slide in there. It's real weird. I don't know if it's too thick from powder coating or I'm just having bad luck with everything. Hopefully they're gonna work and they're gonna stop. Okay, Matt pointed out something. The bleeders are at the bottom and apparently they're supposed to be at the top. I have no clue, so I guess I put my calibers on backwards. Alright, let's swap those real quick. Alright, quick NASCAR pit crew style brake swap. I think we got them on right now. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Bleeders at the top so all the air comes out. I have no clue. I just paint them. I don't know what this is, but if I can bleed brakes by myself, that's gonna be my new best friend. We got something coming through there. Nice hair. 1, 2, 3, holding.
I mean, yeah. I think it was good to suck on it a little bit, but
What was that? 1, 2, 3, holding.
Getting nothing now.
Nothing. No what? No air.
No air.
Try the other bleeder. All right, brakes are bled. We should be good to go. So close to getting this thing off the lift. Just gonna put them back on, dude. Bless you.
Does it feel better on the pedal?
Yeah.
Good.
I finally get to put on these lug nuts that I got from Sean Bradford over at Kinetic. I needed something open-ended because the brakes are so big, they almost hit the wheel. So I had to run a spacer, and to run a spacer, you should run an extended wheel stud, not just because they're longer, but they're actually stronger too. But yeah, we finally get to throw these on there. It's gonna look a lot better instead of the old lug nuts that I used to run, these hoopty things. That looks so much better. I like the color of these lug nuts, that titanium look. You can see how close the caliber is. That's why I have to run a spacer. You can even see that I've already chipped it up, fitting everything up. But now we got good clearance now. Also, these lug nuts go good with that glitter look I was talking about. SSR has a color like this already, so we just tried to copy it, you know? So, pretty cool. Another thing I've never got to show you guys yet was the whole point of these lower control arms and knuckle was for that. Gives us way more angle, as you can see. See in there? So, I mean, we got some extended tie rods in there with the new GK Tech lower control arms and the knuckles and everything. We get so much more steering angle. Now, the car is obviously not lowered on the ground. I don't have a lot of wheel well space. These being my street tires, my street wheels and tires, I would never really take this to a track and drift like that. I do have another set of wheels and tires that I will use, and they'll fit better in there. But yeah, that was the whole point of all this stuff. So yeah, looks pretty neat. All right, let's set this thing on the ground. Yeah, the fitment isn't too hateful. My negative camber isn't too crazy. It actually doesn't look bad in camera at all. The ride height looks really good. Really happy with that. My steering wheel is a little crooked, but we'll fix that and the alignment. I'm sure my caster is off. I'm sure my toe is off. We just can't really tell. I think that's good enough for here. I mean, we got the car sitting right. We got the suspension on there. We got somewhat of alignment. I think the next step is I'm gonna take it around the block and see how bad it is, just to see if I need to trailer this thing or I need to tow it. All right, I'm gonna get off here and edit this video so I can get it out to you guys. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, #1, subscribe, and stop watching me and go work on a car of your own.